Hi, I'm Janine. Welcome to my channel. This is new, one of my first long form videos. I wanted to do this. I'm a content creator over on Instagram, so I've been meaning to kind of get this in motion, but the real motivation behind me doing this video in particular is last year I broke my tibia and my fibula roller skating, and I wanted to be able to document that and share it for anyone that may be going through a similar experience. When I went to go look for people's experiences, there was only a few people that had posted anything. And so I found them very helpful, and it looked like in the comments it was helpful for others. So I just wanted to kind of add to the repertoire of people having that experience and sharing it back in case it can help you. So here we go, story time. I was looking to add something to my regular routine, something different and learning. And so I decided to try to pick up roller skating for some unknown reason. It was June 2022. I ended up breaking my leg. What happened was I was inside, and then my skate essentially got jammed on the stair, and my legs were crossed. I was doing a grapevine type of move, and then I fell forward. So my momentum went forward, and it snapped my shin right at where the skate is. And it became a spiral fracture and broke my fibula. So they were both compound fractures. So prior to this, I had never broken a bone. I don't think I had a sense for the recovery time or what was going to happen next. I just knew I was in a lot of pain. At the time, it was pretty late. It was probably like 7 or 8. So they weren't going to do the surgery that night, and they wanted to wait till the following day. So they casted it broken, which, again, pretty painful. And that night, I just remember being really nauseous, throwing up a few times. I think probably because of the pain medication or just the pain itself. The next day, my surgery was at noon. And when I came to, I had now a titanium rod placed into my shin, secured by 3 screws. So they did the ORIF procedure where they went through my knee to insert the rod. I was in the hospital for maybe like 4 days until I could show them I could go up and down the stairs with crutches, without assistance or much assistance. Honestly, it was really tough to even move. It was so painful to do anything on my own. People had to pick up my leg and place it on the ground at that point. So I was finally sent home and told I was non-weight bearing for 6 weeks. And that was tough because I'm so used to being up and around and doing things 24/7, never sitting still. And we have a guest bedroom on the main floor, so I just stayed there, and we have a bathroom connected to that. So that was my room for a good 2 months. With that, I still needed my husband's assistant to get off and on the bed for probably that week, just to get to the bathroom. I felt most comfortable with a walker the first probably week or so, and then graduated to crutches. That first week was really hard because that's when the reality sets in. You're back home, you realize how incapacitated you are, and like the fact that you have to be conscientious to rest and not bear weight on your leg at all. And that's when the Googling starts. The videos on YouTube really helped me and helped just kind of reset my expectations. Hearing other people's experiences and possibilities for recovery and things like that was really, really helpful, because it is kind of a lonely and isolating feeling when you feel like you're just doing that. No one knows really what you're going through. And so that's why I wanted to share this. Not only are you going through this mentally and trying to keep your head in the game and stay positive, you're also in a lot of physical pain. You just went through major trauma to your leg, or whatever bone you just broke, and you have to give your body the time to heal and trust your body that it knows what to do. But the pain is next level. They did send me home with some pretty strong pain meds. I chose to kind of alternate between ibuprofen and Tylenol, only because the pain medication was making me so nauseous, and you got to pick the best of the worst. And in that case, I decided to pick the pain versus the nausea. So after about like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, I definitely had a pity party for myself. I called my older brother and my sister-in-law, who are both doctors and I'm close with, but I was just feeling like, I can't do this. Like, I can't sit on this couch any longer and just do nothing. Like, it is making me nuts. And my older brother, who knows me so well, was basically like, okay, things could be way worse. Like back in the day, you would have been still in a cast, in a sling, in a hospital, and it would have taken longer. And instead, you're in the luxury of your own home. You're in a boot, so you can take it off to shower or what have you. So that helped kind of reset my mind and the way I was framing things. And that is so critical. If you're going through this, it's really important to have your mind in the right place. After that conversation, leading with more gratitude of things could be worse. Like, here are the things I can still do. And it's really important to stay focused on those things. Let people help you. That was one of the biggest lessons I learned in this whole thing is like, I'm very independent, like doing things myself, don't like to accept help. And in this case, I had to basically surrender. I could not do anything, and to letting my husband help, to letting friends help. And when people want to come visit you, like, have those things to look forward to. This happened to me right as summer was starting, and we had all these summer plans. We had these parties planned, and I was committed to not canceling any of them. I wanted to make sure that I had those things to look forward to and got to see my friends and do all the things. I did it in a wheelchair, but I did it. On the topic of wheelchairs, that was one of my best friends going through this process. It really helped me get around and feel safe inside the house, because crutches can sometimes, I don't know, be a little wonky, especially like being non-weight bearing at all. Anyways, I remember going in at 4.5 weeks to the doctor. At that point in time, they felt comfortable letting me start bearing weight on my leg, my right leg. So it was baby steps. What that meant was just like, if I was brushing my teeth, I could touch my toe down now before I had to hold it up. I was grateful for that. You got to celebrate the small wins. All right, this is where I'll add, I used to dread night times. Night times is when the pain seemed to be a lot more heightened than during the day. And I was reading just more about that, and it has something to do with like cortisol and your stress hormone. But I just remember my husband would get me packs of ice before bed. And again, I was sleeping in the downstairs bedroom, and I would be up kind of at different times. My sleep was horrible during that period of time, just because of the pain. And I think that lasted probably for like 5 or 6 weeks. So after almost 2 months from the day I broke my leg, I was able to take off the boot and start trying to walk with crutches, which was a big deal. And it also felt very scary, by the way. I just remember when they said I could even bear like 25% or 50% weight on my broken leg. I was so scared because I just didn't want to feel the pain, but I never did. So like the accident happened June 4th, and I think it was like August 4th or 5th was the first time I took like 5 or 6 steps without crutches, just on my own. And that was a big deal. Just continuing to build strength and doing my best to hold the weight and not compensate too much on my left leg, because the last thing that I wanted was a limp. Like, you don't want that. So you want to take it easy and kind of gradually ease into it. Listen to your orthopedic surgeon, listen to your PT people. Once I was able to drive, I was able to drive to outpatient PT and do exercises to build strength that way. The thing that I worked on the most throughout this entire journey was the range of motion for my leg, because since they went through my knee, it was really stiff, and I had to really work, just get that motion and flexibility back into my leg to be able to bend it as far as it did before. But from there, it was just basically strength and balance is what you're trying to build up. I was walking pretty normally by the end of like 3.5, almost 4 months. So I'd say like end to end, it was about a 4-month journey. And obviously it's not going to be fully healed for almost a year. So at this point, it's been 8 to 9 months. I'm able to go back to the gym. I can jog or run to a certain degree. I walked through Disneyland, which was like 8 miles. So things, There in the beginning, I would get a little bit of fatigue on that leg because you do lose a ton of muscle. You like all your muscles atrophy after like the first week of just not using your leg. But those muscles do come back and you just have to build that back up, but never do anything that's obviously going to put you in too much pain. Again, just sharing my experience, the best advice you can take is from your doctor, your PT people. So recovery was really hard from the standpoint that you're both physically trying to recover and mentally it takes a lot out of you to recover and just stay in a positive mindset. For positive mindset for me was knowing that it could be worse and being grateful for all the things that I could still do. A lot of times I think it's easy to think about all the things we can't do, but it's really important to remember the things we can do and continue to try to do those things because it takes so much mentally from you. Surround yourself with positive people or really good friends that really know you or family. Also to cut out any toxicity. That includes who you're surrounding yourself with. You do not have room for any negativity or people that are going to bring you down. So I would suggest at that point doing an edit of your relationships. So because my body was in recovery mode, I was definitely made an effort to eat better. I tried to drink way more water than I typically do because I suck at drinking water. But I was also taking different vitamins and supplements for bone health. If you're like me and it's hard for you to accept help, just let all that go. This is not the time to have an ego or have any kind of shame about anything because people want to help you, your friends, your family. And it's really important that you let them and that you appreciate and take that opportunity because you do need people's help. And not only that, you need that interaction. I remember feeling like having lunch with a friend was just so freeing and felt just normal and nice. So if you get those opportunities, take them because you need them. Keep your mindset healthy and continue to kind of charge forward. And if you have a sense of humor, that helps too. In retrospect, it's going to be a blip on the radar in terms of timing. But at the time that's happening, it feels like such a long time. And I get that. Take it easy. Let your body do its thing, give it the time it needs, and then you'll be good to go. All right, I think that about sums up what I wanted to share. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. But if you are going through something like this type of break, just know you are not alone. Be patient with yourself. If any time is the time to be patient with yourself, it's this time right here. Stay positive, focus on the things you can do, and try to resume as much normalcy as you can. Talk to friends, read books, watch Netflix, whatever. And you got this.